If you've got a bathroom fan that sounds like this, I'm going to show you how to remove this old exhaust fan and replace it with a new one. These are some of the tools you may need for this DIY project. And these are the parts that come inside of the box of your Broan-NuTone BES 8 exhaust fan. The fan housing, it's the metal sealing box installed above the drywall. It holds all internal components, it connects to the ductwork, and it mounts between joists. The blower assembly, it's the removable motor and fan wheel assembly. It pulls moisture and odors out. It plugs or fits into the housing, and it's secured with screws. A duct connector, it's the plastic funnel where the duct hose connects. It's usually around 4 inches round. It's designed for airtight airflow, and it attaches to the housing with tabs and a screw. Humidity sensor assembly, it's a built-in sensor that detects moisture levels. It automatically turns the fan on or off, and it has adjustable humidity settings. There's also additional screws for the grill trim. Wiring panel, it's the metal compartment for electrical connections. It holds the wire connections and is covered by a removable wiring plate. Wire enclosure, it's a small metal plate over the electrical compartment. It's removed during wiring and it's reinstalled afterward. The grill, it's the mounting frame for the visible cover that you see on the ceiling. It attaches to the housing and it holds the cover in place. Later on in the video, I'm going to show you where you're supposed to put it. But for now, check out the clean cover. On this model, it has a modern flat appearance, and it hides the fan opening. We're renovating almost everything in this 80s bathroom. This exhaust fan is the first project in our small bathroom renovation series. To keep this project safe, let's turn the power off at the circuit breaker, as well as at the switch. So let's get started. To remove an old exhaust grill like this one, gently pull down on it. Then use your index finger and thumb in a squeezing motion to squeeze and remove the metal clips together on each side. You may have to use some hand muscle, and it works best for those with smaller fingers. Now we're going to unplug the motor and use this non-contact voltage tester to make sure that the power is actually off. Non-contact voltage testers help keep you safe, and they can reduce your fear of electrical DIY projects. We're going to use this flathead screwdriver to help us remove the motor casing. You don't just have an annoying fan, you have a fan that doesn't remove smells or moisture. And it may not even work correctly, because we're tired of fans that sound powerful but barely move air. And that's definitely not good when you're hosting company. So we're going to make a change and install one that actually works. So let's get this out. This exhaust fan was attached to the joists using heavy-duty construction nails. We're going to use this pry bar to remove the exhaust fan that's connected to the construction nails on the joists. Your exhaust fan may not be held together with construction nails. This was our first challenge, and I had to go up into the attic to continue removing it. By going into the attic, I found out by seeing that my wires have no give, meaning the length is too short. I checked the exhaust fan wire with my non-contact voltage tester and ran into another situation. There's another wire over here that's live. Since this wire is live, I'm going to be very careful around it. But the wire that I'm working on, it's not live. Now I'm confident that we can uninstall these wires safely. You may want to get into a habit of checking all surrounding wires as well. The next thing to do is to take a picture of the current wire setup. Then remove the wires from the old exhaust fan. In order to remove the old wires from the unit, you have to unravel and straighten them out first. It's a good idea to do this to remember how they originally look before you change anything. I didn't use them on this project, but you can also use pliers to help you unravel the wires. We're going to unscrew this ground wire that's connected to the box. Some of the challenges you can encounter are not being able to see your electrical wires, older fans may be connected to tough construction nails, and your arms and hands will be in the air for an extended amount of time. Now the old exhaust fan is out. Here's the box. Now we're going to go back downstairs to set up the new exhaust fan. It's time to pull out your cordless drill because you're going to need it to remove the blower assembly from the fan housing. The fan housing is this big piece of metal that looks like a box. The screw on the left side needs to be removed. Wait a second, there's a screw on the right side as well. You gotta take that out too. Be careful when taking this unit apart so that you don't get cut from the metal. You have to unplug and remove the humidity sensor before you can remove the blower. The two pieces may be a little tight, but they will come apart. Attach the duct connector to the fan housing. It's the plastic funnel where the duct hose connects. It's usually around 4 inches round. It's designed for airtight airflow, and it attaches to the housing with tabs and a screw. Use the provided short screw to attach the duct connector to the fan housing. It's always a good idea to hand screw first, then use your tool. Now for the humidity sensor. It turns the fan on when moisture levels get too high, and it protects your bathroom from mold and excessive humidity. Use another short screw to attach it to the fan housing. And now you can remove the sticky tape from the humidity sensor. I removed the old wire clamp and placed it on the new exhaust fan. It screws right into the electrical box cover. This is where the manual explains, but doesn't give details on how to actually open the wiring panel. So I'll tell you the trick to taking it off. Push down on the wiring panel, then pull the tab out. You'll save time and fingernail pain by doing it this way. To connect the wire enclosure, stick it inside the rectangular hole in the back of the fan housing and screw it in with a small screw. At this point, this is what your fan housing should look like. Broan-NuTone provides you with a cardboard cover for your exhaust fan to keep out dust and paint overspray in case you're renovating or doing new construction in your bathroom. It's time to go back upstairs to the attic to connect the wiring for the exhaust fan. Grab the non-powered wire cable and feed all of the wires from it into the wire clamp and then into the fan housing. For the one switch setup, the ground house wire connects to the green fan ground wire. Use a wire connector to connect both wires together. The white house wire connects to the white fan wire. Use a wire connector to connect both wires together. The house black wire connects to both the gray and brown wires on the fan. Use a wire connector to connect both wires together. Grab your roll of electrical tape for the next section. Wrap electrical tape around each wire connector and each wire set so the connectors don't come off. At this point, you should have 3 sets of wires that are connected and have electrical tape on them. Feed all of the connected wires into the wiring panel. Now reattach the panel to the housing fan. All of the wires should now be connected together between the wire panel and the wire enclosure. Attach the hose firmly to the duct connector. Use aluminum foil tape to connect the duct connector to the flex duct hose. Be mindful that it's very sticky. You may need several pieces to ensure there's no open air pockets around the duct connector. It may be tempting to use packing tape, Gorilla Tape, or even cheap silver utility tape, but they will dry out, peel off, or even fail from humidity and heat changes over time. That'll cause an airflow leak, so don't use any of them. I'm going to show you one mistake that made this project way harder than it needed to be, and I'm going to tell you why I did it. This is my first bathroom exhaust fan installation, and I used the oscillating multi-purpose tool while in the attic to cut off a small piece of the ceiling. I tried installing the grill in the attic side of the hole, not realizing it should be installed on the bathroom side. I noticed that the new exhaust fan wouldn't fit against the joist like the old one did. I had to attach one side to the bottom of the joist and create a brace for the other side. I installed the remaining components while downstairs. This means my original hole size may have been large enough for the new exhaust fan to fit comfortably in place. This is when you remove the orange tape from the humidity sensor because it's the last time you're going to touch it. And you can make your changes to the timer on the sensor by using a Phillips head screwdriver to change the setting. I reinstalled the humidity sensor. Install the blower assembly into the fan housing. Now reinstall the 2 short screws on both the left and right side. Use the 2 long screws to attach the grill to the fan housing. Be mindful that the 2 protruding ends should be facing down so the cover can attach to it. Use your drill to tighten the screws into the fan housing. Align the clips on the cover with the protruding sections on the grill, then push them together. Now test your fan to make sure it's working correctly.
It's much quieter than the other one was.
Hey guys, we did it. We removed this old exhaust fan and replaced it with a new, modern, quiet, energy efficient one. This is the first update in our small bathroom renovation.
So babe, this is your first time installing a bathroom exhaust fan.
Yeah.
What did you learn?
Well, I learned 3 things. One thing, when I was researching which fan I wanted to get, I learned about what's called zones. And zones determine how loud or how quiet your new exhaust fan is going to be. The second thing I learned was the difference between duct tape and aluminum foil or HVAC tape. You want to use the HVAC tape because it'll maintain its adhesive when it's hot or cold, versus duct tape, which loses its ability to stay gripped on your funnel during the hot season or the cold season. It just loses it over time. And the third thing I learned was to wait before I cut anything and try and push up my new exhaust fan into my current hole.
So we don't have that little hole right there?
Yeah, so I don't have something like what I just did right here.
Well, we can repair it.
Yes,
so.
It's going to be repaired. So those are 3 things that I learned during this project. And just so you remember, this is where we started, and this is where we're at now. Be sure to subscribe and turn on your notifications so you can see the entire transformation. And remember, you can DIY too. We'll see you in the next video.